So you've been there, right? Staring at that password prompt on a super important Microsoft Word doc. A password you probably set months ago, and now, poof, it's just gone from your brain. It is so frustrating, and it happens to all of us. Okay, let's dive right in and figure out how to get you back into your own locked files.
Oh yeah, that sinking feeling in your stomach. The report's due, all your notes are locked inside, and this little box is the only thing standing between you and your work. But hey, don't panic. Seriously. Whether you just forgot the password or someone sent you a locked file, there are ways to get in. And it all starts with one key question.
And that question is, what kind of password are we even dealing with? Because, and this is the important part, not all Word passwords are created equal. Microsoft has basically built two totally different worlds of protection, and you've got to know which one you're in before you can find the key.
And this lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got what we call simple protection. Think of these as like friendly guardrails, passwords to stop someone from modifying a document or restricting editing or messing with macros. They're just there to prevent accidents. But on the other side, that's strong protection. That's the password to open. And that's not a guardrail, my friend. That's a vault door.
Right, so here's the absolute crucial point. That password to open doesn't just put up a block. It literally encrypts the entire file. The text, the pictures, all of it gets scrambled into total gibberish. Without that password, the file is completely unreadable, basically useless. This is the real challenge we're going to tackle.
Simple protection, on the other hand, is way easier to deal with. These passwords only kick in after you've already opened the document. And the best part? Since the data isn't all scrambled up and encrypted, these kinds of passwords can usually be removed instantly with the right tools. It's almost trivial.
But, before we dive into the whole lost password drama, let's get the easy stuff out of the way. What if you actually know the password and you just want to get rid of it? It's super simple, but the steps are just a little bit different depending on the password type.
So, to ditch that password to open, you basically just do the whole process in reverse. Open the doc, head to the Protect Document menu, click Encrypt with Password, but this time just delete everything in the password box, click OK, and save. Boom, encryption gone.
Now for a modify password, it's a little different. They kind of hide this one. You have to go to Save As, then find the little Tools button, and then General Options. Once you're in there, just clear the password field, save the document again, and you are all set. No more nagging. Okay, that was the warm-up. Now for the main event. What happens when that password is truly gone, just vanished from your memory? This is where it gets really interesting, because the solution isn't one size fits all. It all boils down to one single critical factor.
And that factor is how old your document is. Yep, the version of Microsoft Word that actually created your file, whether it was back in 1995 or 2005, or heck, even last week, that completely changes how we're going to break back in. To get why, we need to take a quick trip back in time.
So let's do it. Let's take a look at the history here. We're going to look at three major eras of word security. And trust me, this isn't just boring trivia. This is the literal roadmap to getting your file back. I love this because you can see the whole story of security evolving right here. Back in the day, with Word 2 through 95, the protection was a joke. It could be broken instantly. Then from Word 97 to 2003, things got a little better. They used a 40-bit encryption key. Now, that key's short enough that today's computers can just find it and unlock the file without ever knowing your password. But then, in 2007, everything changed. They rolled out strong, modern encryption with zero backdoors. The only way in now is to guess the password.
This slide just drives that point home. It's the old doc versus the modern docx. With an old doc file, you are guaranteed to get in because you can just find that weak key. With a modern docx file, no way. Decryption without the password is flat out impossible. The only way forward is what's called a brute force attack, trying every single possible password until you hit the right one. And that's where your hardware comes into play.
So you might be thinking, wait, guess the password? How is that even possible? Wouldn't that take like a million years? Well, under normal circumstances, yeah, but this is where we call in the big guns. Specialized tools and the raw number-crunching power of your computer.
The secret weapon for cracking modern Word files is your graphics card, your GPU. Yep, the same chip that makes your video games look so amazing. Whether it's NVIDIA, AMD, or even Intel's new Arc cards, these things are absolute beasts at doing thousands of repetitive tasks at once. And that makes them perfect for trying millions or even billions of password combinations per second.
So if you find yourself needing a tool to do this, like the Accent Office password recovery software we looked at, these are the features you absolutely have to look for. It's got to support all the Word versions. It needs to zap those simple passwords instantly, but most importantly, it must use that GPU acceleration. Without it, you really don't stand a chance against a modern password.
Okay, this brings us to a really fascinating final point. If these modern tools are so fast, does that mean any password can be broken? Well, yes and no. It really depends on what you think a strong password actually is.
I just love this quote. You look at a password like my $$ secret password 0. It's long, it's got symbols, numbers, capital letters. It looks perfect, right? And against one kind of attack, it really is. But against another, smarter attack, it's shockingly weak.
And here's why. A pure brute force attack just tries every possible combination of characters. For a long password like that, it would take an absurd amount of time. But a dictionary attack is way smarter. It doesn't try random junk. It tries actual words from a dictionary. And then it gets clever, applying common changes, like swapping an A for an @ symbol or an S for a $sign.
And there's the punchline. A smart password recovery tool will immediately see the words my, super, secret, and password in there. It'll try those common symbol swaps and find the correct combination incredibly fast. Way faster than a brute force attack ever could. So all that complexity you thought you had, it was just an illusion.
So there you have it. We've gone through the whole journey of getting your document back. But it leaves us with a much bigger question to chew on. Now that you see exactly how modern password cracking works, it kind of forces you to look at your own habits, doesn't it? Your Word file might be unlocked now, but are the passwords you use every single day really as secure as you think they are?